Perfect Strangers and Head of the Class won't be seen tonight.
Ah! We've been robbed!
Now stay tuned for an ABC holiday treat.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time again for another Word Balloon, the comic book conversation show. John Suntress here. Now, this would have been an Oh Yeah podcast. This would have been a Not Trek Watch, but Artie and Franco can't join us tonight. They're on away missions, so it's just a straight-up Word Balloon. But we are going to be talking about, as the title indicates, The Mandalorian and Grogu and The Boys, and we are going to spoil things. So if you haven't finished watching The Boys, if you haven't seen The Mandalorian and Grogu yet, easy for me to say, you might want to come back. But I'm really glad that Wayne is joining us, Mitch is joining us, Scoot and Grogu joining us as well. Welcome, gentlemen. Double Grogu. Oh, maybe triple. Wayne's reaching. And yet another Grogu. Boy, oh That's boy. Outstanding. All right, so here I'm going to put up the banner just in case somebody like joins us late and is like, "Hey, what are you doing?" So there we go. We'll do that. So there's our disclaimer that we're talking about spoilers and everything. Gee, I don't mean to disappoint all the haters out there. I liked The Mandalorian and Grogu. I didn't think it was epic, but I thought it was. I'd give it a B plus. I'd give it 3 out of 4. Did it do anything new? Well, a couple of little things here and there, but basically it's your run-of-the-mill Star Wars. But it was entertaining. It was fun, and that's all I want. There's some guys out there that are uber, YouTubers. Now there's the haters, and I understand, but there are guys that are usually a little more fair and balanced and stuff, and they're just ripping it. And I even saw one guy that Mitch and I know. We'll talk about it off the air, Mitch. That was on his local television news thing, crapping on the movie, and it's like, again, because it's not the epic feeling you get from the first 3. None of them will be. None of them ever will be. You only have, much like your first sexual encounter, that only happens the first time. You know what I mean? And it's like to expect ecstasy in Star Wars at every turn. Thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. But to expect that every time, it's like, well, of course you're going to be disappointed.
Well, John, you are making that observation about people who have never had sex. So there you go, John. They don't know what it's like.
Well, honestly, Mitch, for people who have never seen The Mandalorian or this is their first Star Wars, I think they'll be thrilled.
Oh, that's what I said, too. I agree with you 100% because I already heard from people I know that were crapping on it before it even came out. Oh, it's going to be a bust. Oh, it's not going to make $10 million. Oh, it's going to be. I go, oh, why don't you just wait until it comes out? And then I went on Thursday night with Ordway. I was very happy to see like 90% of the theater filled. A lot of little kids. We went at 7:00 at open night. There was a guy dressed in a full Mandalorian armor in front of us the whole movie, never took the mask off. I don't know what he saw or heard in that thing, but the fact that he was there, and then just before the movie started, somebody yelled out, "Hey, Mando, stand up!" And the guy stood up, and everybody in the audience clapped for him for dressing up like that. And everybody had fun. The kids were clapping. It was all over. When the lights came up, the Mandalorian guy stood in the front of the theater. there was a line of kids like 20 deep waiting to get pictures with them because they were like shaking because they were excited. They were like 8 to 10-year-old kids. I said, you know what, guys? That's you back in 77 and back in 1980 when you were little and not cynical old bastards, and you enjoyed the spectacle, the adventure, the monsters, the excitement of it all. That's what it's supposed to be, man. It's a roller coaster ride. This is some people's first roller coaster ride. They're not jaded like you. Let it go. If you don't like it, stay the F home and let people have a good time. Stop crapping on everybody's enjoyment. But anyway, that I digress. But I am fed up with this nonsense all day. Like, this isn't my Star Wars. Then stay home and watch the old ones. They're on TV right now as we speak on TBS or whatever the hell it is. Whatever. I'm done.
No worries.
No, I
well,
agree-
we'll
I
talk,
agree
we'll talk
with
more than
Mitch.
that. But go ahead, Wayno. Excuse me.
No, I agree with Mitch. You could actually walk it. It's just like Star Wars in 77. You could walk into this. You don't really need to know anything because all it is Easter eggs that people who've watched Star Wars all the way from the beginning to the Clone Wars to the TV shows. There's little things here and there, but it's a movie that stands on its own. It's its own little story.
Yes.
And that's what I think. And it's just like what Mitch said. It's like for the kids. This is perfect. I thought it was amazing. I can't wait to see what my great nephews think of it because this is for them. This is their age range for it. These cynical old bastards that are like going, oh, look, you got a 76-year-old Sigourney Weaver flying an X-Wing. Oh, look at all the geriatric people. That's bullshit. Let it go. It's fun. It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I think I plan to see it again with a friend who wasn't able to come with me to see it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just people are just too cynical.
I agree. Well, we've got Scoot here who has his own in-house focus group, having a son and a daughter, and we'll get their reaction. But also, yeah, just in general, Scoot, your thoughts and the kids' thoughts.
I thought it was fine. I don't think I liked it as much as you guys did, but part of that was I was hoping the story between these two would progress a little bit more, and I feel like from beginning to end, it's just kind of like if I didn't see this movie and I only watched season 3, I could jump right back into it and not have really missed anything. Unless Rada the Hutt's going to be like part of their crew now or whatever. Like,
no, I agree.
That would be the only thing. And he was great, by the way. Rada the Hutt was like, when they first introduced those Hutts and I saw him, I'm like, that guy's going to suck. But he was good. He had a good character arc, I thought, from beginning to end.
Hold on, Scoot. Scoot, just turn on your microphone just a scotch because you're really overmodulating.
How about now?
A little better, but do it even a little more.
Too much?
There you go. Yeah, just be a little gentler.
Yeah, Rada the Hutt I thought was great.
Me too.
I was hoping the story would progress with the Mando, and it did evolve a little bit with Grogu taking care of him. That was probably my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about it was... Oh, by the way, I took my kids, and they were into Mandalorian. They loved the first 2 seasons. They kind of like... I don't think either of them finished the 3rd season because I was watching it with them. They kind of got bored. And then in the movie, my 10-year-old son, Oliver, he said he fell asleep like in the middle of the movie. And then my daughter, who's 6, she was into it at the beginning, but then halfway through, she's like, I'm bored. When's it going to be over? So I don't know if they were the best, but they play with all the toys. They like the characters, but this movie, they just, I don't know, they couldn't hang with it for some reason. But yeah,
I kind of agree with Chem Dog. We've never seen a buff Hutt. Yeah, I liked the 6 or the 12 pack on Rado or whatever his name
cool.
was. That was pretty funny.
He was good. He was a good character.
But
I know he was introduced a long time ago in that movie everyone hates, that Clone Wars movie.
Clone Wars cartoon. I saw that with my boys.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
See again,
Anakin and Obi-Wan and Ahsoka when she was introduced, they had to go rescue him. He was kidnapped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I blew off Ahsoka, I've got to admit. Mentioning kids, and you forgive me, guys. So I saw the movie, and right after there were a ton of kids in the audience. Although the theater really was only half full, unless another theater was also running it, and everybody was let out at the same time. But there were like several groups of kids that were around the big, cutout that the stand up that was out there and everything. And I wanted to take a photo of it for today's show. And I would wait, and it was like, all right, Dad's taking one of his kids. Okay, fine. And then I tried to do it again, and then another group went up. Okay, and I'm like, all right, let the kids go up. So this third group goes up, and it's a bunch of kids, and I'm just lining up my shot. And when the kids are dispersing, and this adult goes, "Don't take a picture of those children." And I said, "I'm not taking a picture of those children. I am taking a picture of the poster. Maybe don't be so paranoid." Well, I'm only protecting our kids. I'm like, in other words, as opposed to, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake." No, I'm still right, and shame on you. And it's like, hey, shove a lightsaber up your butt.
That's
okay?
a classic Johnny story. Yeah. That's like the Barnes and Noble story.
I guess I read child molester. I guess that's the lesson. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we had the 501st at my theater, so you had people dressed up as stormtroopers, Imperial Guards, TIE fighter pilots. It was pretty cool.
But I saw the Mando popcorn helmet. Wayno, what popcorn thing did you have a photo of?
Okay, what I had was for the sum of $100 Canadian or $85 if you were a Landmark Theater member, which I am, an ADAT.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an
popcorn
ADAT
container.
Yeah, but I didn't know where the popcorn went in the ADAT.
Me neither. I think they give you a bucket.
No, it's sold. They had 3 of them in our theater on Thursday. They sold out. They were $85, I think. Yeah, it was crazy. I got the small Grogu that you open his ass and you can eat popcorn.
I saw that one.
Hey, I'm eating corn out of Grogu's ass.
Yeah. My wife says, "Can we make a planter out of it?" I go, "Do whatever you want with it. What the hell am I going to use it for?"
B Thing says a comment. I really love the Mandalorian Grogu because it wasn't huge, or because it wasn't a huge Fate of the Universe type story. It reminded me of the Tartakovsky two-dimensional Clone Wars. Yeah, I'm with you. No, it's fine. Again, and also it was great to see Mitch. What's his name? The Korean guy that was in there as one of the
Kin's Corner something. Yeah, he's a Canadian guy. I can't think of his name.
Keon something. He's
not Keone Young. That's somebody else. I know.
Oh, it wasn't him. I thought it was him. Oh, it was the guy from Kim's Convenience.
That's it.
The Netflix show. Sure. Oh, yes. I thought it was. Boy, I'm really glad you guys corrected me because I really want to get that gentleman on Buck Bokai, as we know from from Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, right. He's a voice actor.
And I did.
Star Wars clones. Yeah.
Yes. I did know he had been another.
The guy you're talking about is on the live action one. So yeah.
No, so that was cool. Now that wasn't the same bounty hunter that's been after the Mandalorian all this time, or is it the same?
You're thinking of Cad Bane. He's dead. He's not.
Okay.
You know, at first I thought it was Cad Bane
too. Yeah.
Well, he's got the hat.
He's got the hat, but he didn't have the red eyes.
But he also had the look, like the silhouette aspect of it.
There was a weird. Somebody just mentioned it. B things. There was a weird Star Trek 5 Final Frontier callback, and I couldn't understand why when they said, "Oh, they're on the moon of Shakari." I go, Shakari.
I bet that's Favreau or Filoni. Just planting the Easter egg and everything, which is great.
Star Trek fans out there, I'm like, wait, what? How is that possible?
There was no post-credit scene, was there?
No, there wasn't.
Okay, good. Because as soon as it's like directed by, I'm like, all right, I'm out of here.
No, I know. No.
Okay.
The Lord Ray's like, do we have to wait? I go, no. It's not
the actor's name from Canada, Paul Sung-Hyun Lee.
There you go.
He's excellent. He's a great actor. I'm a big fan. And, he's amazing in Kim's Convenience. He really is funny.
And Dave Filoni was in it.
Himself in it.
Dave Filoni put himself in it. He had the cowboy hat on in the bar, and he was one of the committers at the end.
Yeah, he was one of the pilots.
He was one of the pilots. And there's some nerdy stuff like Doug Chang, who's the visual artist who designed all the stuff for the prequels. He's sitting at the bar, but no one's going to know but like nerds.
That's all right.
3PO, Anthony Daniels, the only actor to appear in every single Star Wars movie since 1977, was credited at the end as a voice actor for one of the overhead, intercom sounds.
Sure,
I was like, oh, okay. Anthony Daniels. There you go. There's your Star Wars.
And the arena where they fought on the planet was the exact chessboard from the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
And the monsters that were fighting were the monsters from the The
The
chessboard.
chessboard. Yeah.
Sure.
the gym.
That's
Yep.
cool. No, that's
And
cool.
get even nerdier. The little heads-up display when they were blowing up the stuff at the twins' palace at the end was the vector graphics from the Star Wars video game back in the 80s, the arcade game when you used to fly.
Yes, it was.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I played that game. Ordway's like, what? I'm like, nothing. Just
Well, also in the original trilogy as well, when Luke is going for the Death Star. It had
yeah,
that
but
effect.
no, there's one particular scene that's literally lifted right from the arcade game.
Oh,
I know
okay.
you're talking about the missile thing where it's coming
Like
at the
going
end.
down the trench.
Yeah, the trench. But there's another one where they're flying over and they're blowing up the cannons, and he's like, "Oh, 2 more cannons," but it's literally the video game, the vector.
That's cool. I'll be honest, and it was funny to see all of the Minion trailers and commercials before the movie. And again, I get it; it's for for kids. I hate the little teeny mechanic things. I hated them in Rise of Skywalker. I don't like them in this. But I mean, and also, it's just kind of weird that they actually speak English as opposed to kind of the Minion speak.
And they have their own little
Zellens,
spaceship. Yeah. Which is
But
weird.
yeah, at least whatever noise the little thing made in Rise of Skywalker, that when it went woo, whatever the hell it said at the end, it's like at least they didn't do that. But it was fine, and it gave Grogu somebody to hang with. That's okay.
Yeah.
So
Bad baby.
I'm not a big Minions fan. I never got into that. Neither when my kids were too old, I guess. But
My kids, they like it, but they're growing out of it though.
I saw the 4th one on Prime.
How many are there? 6?
Well, there's a new one coming this summer. It's Minions.
Yeah, I know.
Well, a fourth Despicable Me.
Yeah, there's Despicable Me, and then there's a Minions series too. Yeah.
Well,
Hold it. I'm going to be 62, and I love the Minions.
even though
Yeah,
Ordway
fun.
cracks up. When we were at the trailer,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I can't wait to go see that Minions movie." I'm like,
You know what? When we were leaving the theater, I'm like, "What'd you guys think?" And the first thing my son said is, "I want to see that He-Man movie."
"Oh,
Oh,
really?"
good.
Yeah.
I wanted
And
to bring
he
that
never
up.
knows he doesn't know anything about He-Man, but the trailer must have done its job because I think he thinks Skeletor was cool looking and stuff.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah,
this
he's
is
10.
I really think Masters of the Universe is going to be that 80s litmus test of do the newer generations give a damn
It might
about
be,
it?
yeah, it might be old enough that they're seeing it without
Oh yeah,
it being in the
Yeah.
pop culture.
yeah,
you
they'll
know,
see it
so
with
it's like
fresh
new
eyes,
to
no
them.
question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Now I'll tell you what, though, it's going to be week to week. Like every week in the next month or so is a big blockbuster, and I'm like, only one can win because you got Masters of the Universe like June 4th, whatever that weekend is.
Yeah.
Yeah, next
And
weekend.
Next weekend you got the Spielberg science fiction alien.
Oh, that's right.
I'll go
Day.
see that. Disclosure
Yeah.
Day. The week after that, you got Toy Story 5.
Mhm.
The week after that, I think is Supergirl, maybe. Yeah,
Supergirl's
and
the
then-
end of the month.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
yeah,
end of
yeah.
June.
Yeah.
End of June.
Yeah.
But
And then-
before that is an Odyssey. And,
No, Odyssey's July.
That's late. Yeah.
Oh, is it July? Excuse me.
July. And Spider-Man is like the last weekend of July, which
Yeah.
is like, what the hell, man? But I don't know.
I know.
And then there's this Moana thing, which was like a live
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, I saw the
I
trailer.
don't
for
care,
that.
but I saw that's coming out in July. No, July 10th, my birthday. So that's in there. So every week you've got only so many screens to show these things on. Because like you said, Johnny, we walked in, I looked down the hallway, I took a picture of it, all the theaters. It had 16 theaters, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars. That's why there was maybe not a lot of kids. They staggered it. Like every 15 minutes there was another Star Wars showing somewhere. But
That Moana movie when that trailer. So my daughter's like 6. She's the perfect age. She likes Moana the cartoon.
yeah.
But when that trailer came out, the theater kind of groaned, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to see that?" And she's like, "It looks weird." So I think she's
Hilarious.
just over. She's over the live action remakes.
Adaptations.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
keep making them, and they're never as good. You know,
No, they're not. Although it was funny that The Rock's in it.
he looks funny with that hair.
I thought it was Jason Momoa, but it's not. It's The Rock.
I wasn't. Yeah, he
Oh.
did kind of look more Momoa-esque, but
That's the
I
other movie, Street Fighter. They showed that trailer. That's coming out.
Oh
in
yeah,
some-
but that's in
Well-
October or November.
Oh,
It's
okay.
late. Yeah.
yeah, they showed that trailer. Everyone was like, all the kids were like, "Oh yeah, let's go see."
Well, the
that.
other one just opened up and bombed, didn't it? Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
2?
Kombat 2.
Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, it's in the theaters.
I think Street Fighter is more cartoony though. Like
Yeah,
Mortal
yeah,
Kombat's more violent.
Yeah.
Street Fighter's got
Um,
Cody Rhodes and
well,
Roman
gonna-
Reigns in it.
gonna gently disagree with Mario, who says Moana looks like a rock vanity project. No, it looks like another Disney adaptation, and much like a lot of the Disney adaptations, better put The Rock in it. So
he's the original voice of that character in the animated movie.
Yeah,
so they just had him be the live action version.
Yeah.
No, for Disney making money, Toy Story 5, that's all it is. It's just
everyone all the kids were excited for that. Yeah.
Really?
Well, that's the thing, guys. As you know, whether you have children or not, it really is now, as far as the movies, it's the kids stuff and the tentpole movies, and that's it. Nothing else will crack through, and even
Disclosure Day, maybe.
No,
I think Disclosure Day is going to be a tentpole movie, frankly.
Hail Mary made a lot of money, didn't it?
I think that also is a tentpole movie, frankly.
Hail Mary?
Yes, much in the same way that The Martian was. It's spectacle. It may not be recognizable IP, but it's the Spielberg spectacle, and Spielberg's got the pedigree with all of his sci-fi and everything. So Rad Puppy says, I can't wait for Masters of the Universe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step.
I was going to say, they got a lot riding on the Odyssey.
Yeah.
I know it's Chris Nolan. I know there's big stars in it, like Tom Holland and Matt Damon and John Bernthal. But I'm like, did people not read this in high school anymore? Because I'm like, it's okay, but
shame on you. Shame on you. I don't crap on Italians.
Don't do anything.
On my stuff.
I don't see people lining up to go see.
I immediately thought of my elderly aunt who was, when Troy came out, was like, I want to see Troy. When 300 came out, wanted to see 300, and I took her to that. And I'm sure she would have loved this. I'm excited for it because I agree. If you read the original poem, it's dry, but it is a good story. And really, it's in the same vein as Clash of the Titans when you think about it.
Really that didn't do that well when they re-released it a couple.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the original, the Harryhausen one that did really well. And I think there's a potential audience for it, and also Chris Nolan's kind of got the hot hand, in so many hits. It's like, all right, Chris, if that's what if this is what you want to make, okay.
Yeah, but the trailers haven't done anything to make me want to see it.
Like, hold on, one at a time. Wayno, go ahead, and then Scooty.
Yeah, the trailers haven't done anything to make me want to watch it.
Yeah,
like the trailers are blah.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Scooty.
Too. Like
it looked, it reminded me of like old fashioned, star-studded epic. And I'm just
put it on HBO Max or something. Put it on TV. Don't waste my time in the theater.
Well, they're all going to get there eventually, as you know, and it'll be interesting to see how long it will take some of these movies to get to streaming. But
the movies get there quick. Like when we saw Mario Galaxy, that theater was jam packed on opening night with all these kids, and like 2 weeks later, it was at the cheap. Like,
was it really?
Yeah, because so many things come out so quick. It still made $1 billion or something, but it was like everyone saw it right away, and then it's already going to be. I think it might even be already. You can rent it, or it's on digital already.
Oh, I'm sure. The only one that we were just talking about the other day, that Avatar 3, which I didn't see it, but it's still not on streaming yet. And I told Ordway, I said, that's weird because that came out at Christmas time, I think. And
I think they're finally wising up.
You think
honestly,
Disney would have
really wising up, where it's like, to kind of remind people to go back to the theaters. Guys, it has been. I'm trying to think of what the last movie was I saw in the theaters. I definitely saw Spinal Tap in the theaters, and I saw that movie that Ethan Hawke made that he was nominated for Best Actor. I saw that in the theater. But man, and you guys are used to it, having kids, and also I know Wayne and Mitch go to movies all the time. Really, a half hour of trailers and commercials, a half hour.
It's about 25 minutes now.
Yeah. Well, mine was really right up to about a half hour. And also, I'm sorry, I'm tired of Nicole Kidman telling me how great it is to go to the movies. And really, I'm like, just go. And I love Nicole Kidman, but it's just like, shut up and get off the screen.
We don't have her at our theater.
Yeah.
No?
Only
Cinemark is ours.
Yeah,
okay,
Cinemark.
Yeah, I saw it at AMC. Yeah. Here, a couple comments from everybody. B Thing says, I'd be excited for the Odyssey if it wasn't directed by Christopher Nolan, but my opinion about the movies are really weird. And Chemdog says Transformers, the movie 40th anniversary re-release is happening in September.
The cartoon,
Okay.
Yeah. I guess.
That's the one where
Yeah.
Orson Welles is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Leonard Nimoy is the voice in one of those.
Yeah, it's where Optimus, a spoiler, dies
40 years.
and passes on
Hey, what are you
passes
doing?
on the mantle to Rodimus Prime,
Nice.
who becomes actually it's Hot Rod who becomes Rodimus Prime. It is lame.
But
They have Weird Al Yankovic, Dare to Be Stupid, as part of the. They're on a junk planet. It just wasn't
Well,
Transformers.
You know what? But here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I saw Jon Favreau, God bless the guy, on every show possible, even Jeopardy last week. It was on, and he had a category called Star Wars stuff. And every time you picked it, like, I'll take Star Wars for 500. And Jon Favreau's here. You know, originally Ahmed Best played Jar Jar Binks. Who was he in The Mandalorian? Oh, he's the guy that saved Grogu. But I'm like, man, they are really, really shoving it down your throat, which is fine because they want this to be a hit. But boy,
Yeah.
boy,
Yeah.
it's
I
not
saw-
like the old days, man, where they used to just like, here you go, they're on the Merv Griffin show, and that's about it. This guy was everywhere,
Ooh.
everywhere, every show. He was promoting.
I saw on Rotten Tomatoes the last time I looked, Mandalorian and Grogu had like a 63% rating. So that's good at least. I mean, at least it's above.
89% fan rating though.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
that,
say,
excellent. And
critics
was
are-
that
yeah.
63? Was that a critic?
Yeah,
thing,
the
Kitty?
63 critic and the 89 is a fan.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey man, as I like to quote that my favorite Elvis album cover, 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. So all these critics that are what, and like I said, man, I can't wait to tell you guys off the air. And I think the only guy that might register with might be Mitch. But really, it's a guy that I usually am like, oh, I'm curious what he thinks. I'll even give a hint. Massive. He's a critic. Massive Star Trek fan. Massive original series Star Trek fan. LA guy. LA lady. In the words of Elton John.
But you know, but was it a podcast? Was he looking just to get hits? Because
No.
that's another thing.
No,
I'm
he was.
leery of,
Oh
you know?
no, I'm aware, Mitch. No, he was like on the local news.
Oh,
It was a clip of him on the local news crapping on it, and it's just like, man, you do not understand the mainstream audience, pal. Maybe it's time to like stop being a mainstream movie critic and just do podcasts.
I don't know about you guys, but it was so nice to go to a theater to see a Star Wars movie.
yeah.
And I know it's not the opening credits like the Fox, you know, dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
all that stuff, and then the crawl. Then you have the crawl, and then that. But it's just I love the Mandalorian theme.
Yeah, I like
And
that too.
Again, it's because I'm an old Sergio Leone fan, so it's just this is the Man with No Name.
Yeah.
The music
They
from the
had
Man
some
with No
80s
Name.
Did you notice the 80s techno music they were using in it too a couple times? I'm like, what is this, like 1988 or something?
When they
It was
went to
like-
the city.
Yeah, it was like an electric guitar sound,
that
like
was
a
cool.
synthesizer. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it had that
Yeah, the
Blade Runner
music was
feel.
really good.
yeah, Blade Runner. Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Wayne, at the beginning, how they had the action scene. Then it said the Mandalorian, Grogu, and then they had the music playing while they're in the ship, and all the actors' names are like coming on the screen, and the ship's docking, and you can see it. That part was cool.
I like the
it was well
opening. It had that James Bond, Indiana Jones thing where they do an adventure and then they hit the credits. Because you got to admit, that was a pretty cool spec. They threw everything but the kitchen sink. You had the walkers.
Yeah, that was cool.
Him running around. You had stormtroopers. I'm like, what more?
And you had the new type of walkers. The one where you
that's right,
sit in
they're a
them.
little different.
You know what? You know what they forgot though, and they showed it in the trailer early on. The Tauntauns, remember they were like on a little sleigh.
Yeah, you're right. They did. Well,
I
there's
think that
always
must have been
something.
what was getting them to that point or something. But
There's
it didn't
always-
fit. It didn't really fit. If they would
No,
have had
no,
that, it
but
would have.
there's always something. Maybe they were going there.
Yeah.
on the Tauntaun, and they didn't want to ruin the reveal that it's them. But there was always these dialogues you hear on the ads that aren't in the movie. Because I saw one commercial. He's like, you know, he'll be alive for hundreds of years, and he's got to learn how to defend himself without me. So I'm like, oh, is he going to die or something? Because at one point, I know they weren't going to ruin the movie, but when he's like half dead, I was like, you know, there's no more TV show. Maybe he's kicked the bucket. You don't know. I mean, it didn't happen, but there was a little hint like, oh.
He built that Yoda hut that looked like Yoda's house.
Yeah,
that was funny.
And he had that cane, he had that stick too.
Yeah,
I was wondering if that
walking
was
stick.
Yoda's stick. I was like, if you go to look up the background of the movie, they'll say that's the actual stick that Frank Oz used.
I wouldn't doubt if they did.
Yeah.
Like
Do you think some of the Grogu stuff was practical effects, like a puppet, and not CGI. Because
most of it was a puppet.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they built a really expensive puppet.
Yeah,
right.
Like a $5 million puppet. See, the only thing that took me out of it, did you think that was Sam Jackson's voice when the guy was on the porch, like the little hillbilly?
No,
when he was stealing his fish.
The rocking chair guy with the fish. No, I didn't think so.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, I was trying to. I didn't think it was him, Mitch, but it did take me off a little because I was like, "Whose voice is that?" Like I was thinking in my head,
a southern creature.
Deliverance, deliverance here.
When that really grabbed Grogu out of the water, everyone jumped. Like my kids.
Oh God, yeah. The whole place screamed when the big frog came out. Yeah.
Chemdog has a great comment. He says he chuckled seeing that Temu Kingpin. And yeah, I would say so. I would say our gangster.
The guy?
Yeah, the bald guy.
I don't know who that actor was.
With the horns. That guy was cool looking. With the horns.
Yeah, he was cool. And then I like when the huts were rolling around. I told Ordway it looked like a obscene sex movie. You'll hear that on our review. I go, it looked like some kind of weird orgy at like a fat farm. Sorry. But when they were rolling around on top of each other, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Creepy.
They're all laying in those rooms together too at the beginning when he first walked in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When he was walking down the hallway and there was
there's like sex dungeons in there.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, right?
Here, Mitch, check what Stanley's asking you. He wants to know if you're ditching hold on, if you're ditching Connecticut for Texas because of your hat.
I am. I'm just hanging out.
What's the shirt say? Excuse me. Forgive me.
That's Buc-ee's. That's
Buc-ee's. The
gas station.
It's one of the truck stop kind of things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but this isn't just the truck stop.
This is not just anything.
I know
I'm aware
about this in Canada.
Is there the cleanest bathrooms on the face of the earth?
Yeah, we have. It's not called Buc-ee's, but we have a similar one on the way to Central Illinois in Pontiac, Illinois, where the prison is. And it's. I mean, you could buy jeans, a salty pretzel, and
nail file,
a couple hookers.
Yeah, literally, exactly, for real. I'm sure there are hookers that are employed there as well.
Clean hookers, though.
Yes, they have the cleanest bathrooms and the cleanest hookers. Absolutely, very true. Yes. What else is happening here? We're getting good comments.
Wait. Do you know how this was a standalone? I was telling my wife. She goes, "Do you need to know all about Star Wars and the Force and all that stuff?" I go, "No, you could, like we said, go in." Have maybe a passing knowledge of Star Wars, but you don't even need to know that. What if they just always did this instead of making these epic movies? Like for years, I wanted a Boba Fett movie. They made that TV show, wasn't that good. This is kind of like what I wanted, like in the 80s when they showed Boba Fett. We're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if they just made a movie about him being a bounty hunter and just going after people? Here you are 35, 40 years later. That's all you got. I was like, at one moment, I'm like, this is basically a Boba Fett movie. I know it's the Mandalorian, but that's everything.
No, you're right. No,
kids, man.
The first time we saw the Mandalorian trailers for the TV show, I initially thought it was going to be the Boba Fett show.
Yeah.
But more to expand on your point, Mitch. I mean, that's what Dark Horse did for years.
I'm still on my call. What's wrong?
All right, Mitch. Scoot went black. But that's what. Just fix it on your own, Scoot. You'll know when you're back. Don't worry about it. Just stop talking. I want like all those great Dark Horse comics that had nothing to do with the Force. All right, Scoot, I'm gonna turn off your microphone because
there he's back.
All right, now you're.
My son was in here.
All right, I understand, but you were muttering on the air, so that's fine though. Anyway,
that's what.
But no, I wanted to see more. Yeah, I've been wanting. I mean, my God, Star Wars is over 40 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want more about much like Andor. Give us. People.
Yeah, Andor's good.
Give us more bounty hunter stories. Give us more. More Luke. Luke's a Jedi, but you don't have to do the Jedi every goddamn time.
No,
it's like enough. We get it, and that's what. God, man, I don't know, guys. I've been watching a lot of it, maybe because of Mando and Grogu. Somebody put up a Daisy Ridley interview when Rise of Skywalker came out, and she was not endorsing the movie. She's like, well, it's out, and I was really concerned when my family saw it. And it's like was not like, oh, it's great. It's, fantastic. And man, it's really great to wrap up the story. And I don't think they're going to go so far as much as some fans want to erase the sequels. and that's fine. You don't need to do that. But let's never refer to them again. And certainly, I don't think we're going to get that new movie with Ray.
Oh, they said they might. There's this guy out there. I don't know if it's a podcast or what. It keeps popping up on Instagram. He took the unused script that they had written. It was called Duel of the Fates, which was going to be episode 9 before they did Rise of Skywalker. And he reads, and he does, I guess he's using AI or cartoons or comic strips, but he illustrates the original script. And your friend, Rob Burnett, he read it. But this guy went a step further and illustrated. It's like 9 parts. And it's like part 1, Luke's in there. Part 2, this is what happened with Ray. This is what happened to Han. Now, I don't know if Carrie Fisher dying changed a little bit, but boy, when you see that original story, it was written by the guy Chris Arnett, I think his name is Arden or something. He was the guy that wrote the original script, and then they threw that out, and they got this new one in for Rise of Skywalker with J.J. Abrams. But
I thought the guys that finished Game of Thrones wrote that Duel of the Fates script.
Maybe it's them, but I'm telling you, it is so full of better ideas. There's no emperor. There's no emperor coming back. That's out the window. But it was all like Luke's in it, and Darth Vader's there having visions and fighting with Kylo Ren, and there's evil Rey because I was like, this is amazing compared to what we got. I mean, you do see elements of what's in the final movie in there, like the big armada shows up with Lando at the end, but there's a lot of better story going on. You know,
I'm going to say this: as much as there's a lot of love now for the prequels, I think in 10 years' time, you're going to see the same thing with the sequels.
Yeah, you'll see a generation that probably grew up with them. Sure.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, everyone hated Hayden Christensen. But now he's like
superstar.
He is. So I honestly believe that in about 10 years' time, people will go back to look at the sequels and say, oh my God, these weren't that bad.
Well, you know what was on today? Solo was on today. Do you guys like that one? Because
I do. And in fact, if I may real fast, Mitch, I want to point out, because someone said it, they compared this. B Things says a lot of the crime and Hut stuff felt like what Star Auto have been. I like Solo. Mm-hmm. And I forget who I might have asked one of you guys is that had already seen it. Is it around the same, on par with Solo? I thought Solo was fine. And I think it's an entertaining movie. I mean, what's his face? I never remember the guy who played Solo in the movie.
Oh, Alden Ehrenreich.
Well done. Yeah. I mean, I actually like him in other movies. And he's the George Lazenby of Star Wars, where it's like, all right, you're never going to be Harrison Ford, but you were adequate. What are you going to do? But no, I thought Ron Howard did a great job with Solo.
Well, he had to salvage it, right?
Yes,
because that was
Miller, Lord and Miller.
Yeah, Lord and Miller. Yep. Who I thought wrote Rise of Skywalker, frankly.
No, they weren't involved with that.
Okay.
No, I think they were.
No, they were Spider-Verse at that point.
Were they Last Jedi?
I think they were
Last
Jedi.
No. Last Jedi is Rian Johnson. That's Rian Johnson.
I thought it was more the third movie, but
they were involved in one of the movies.
Yes,
so I thought they were also involved in another one they got fired from.
No, they got fired from Solo, and then that following year they won an Academy Award for Into the Spider-Verse. It was like, well, I guess we don't suck so much after all. They're the ones that just did Project Hail Mary. That was them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they adapted it? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's them.
Pardon me. I'm burping. B Thing says, I didn't mean to bash Solo. I liked it, but I kind of wish the mission in that movie had been a little different. Okay, whatever. Pete Beiser, good to see you, Pete. Bet that Lord Miller version would have been cool. I agree. And also, Pete said Lucasfilm has been a mess for a while. Lots of announcements that never became real. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how Ryan Gosling's Starfighter.
That's right. Next year.
Yeah. So hopefully.
What you guys think of Zeb in the movie from Rebels? The purple guy, Johnny.
I liked him.
Yeah, I liked him.
Yeah,
it was good effect. Yeah. Good effect.
Yeah, no, I think it's a nice little callback. It's like having what's her name from Rebels that's in Ahsoka?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, the purple hair.
My only thing with that would be
not just Sabine. They also had
Hera.
The other Hera.
Hera. But in those, they kind of like referenced like what they were and the ghost. Zeb, you could have swapped Zeb with Chewbacca and it would have made a difference. Like he was just kind of like and Chewie could have been in it because Han's off making babies with Leia at this point.
I was hoping in the bar at the end when they walked in the Rebels that you saw one of them in the background, like just Lando walking by, or I was like, oh, hey, look, there's Lando, but
with a Colt 45.
Yeah.
Or for Artie, a hot chocolate.
Or that head move that he makes when at the end of the movie, at the end of Jedi. Yeah.
Oh, when he looked at the Jedi. Okay.
Yeah, Artie does it well. Say we miss you, Artie.
When he looked at that young lady in the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
The Golds.
I don't know. Well, let's go find out.
Let's
and
find
I'm like,
out.
Wait a minute. You're like 80 and she's like 25. What was that all about? And she gives him a smile. I'm like,
dude, I can't thank you enough, Mitch. Seriously, it was only 15 minutes long, but I love the fact that I got to interview Billy D. Williams.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was so great. And like, of course, this guy was like, he can't talk about Rise of Skywalker. And I'm like, there's an entire film career to talk about. I don't need to talk about Rise of Skywalker. Thank you.
I know. Sometimes I was doing an interview today. They were asking about what it's like to run comic book conventions. I go, listen, there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of talent. It is what it is. But sometimes the managers and the agents are horrible. Because when you actually deal with the real person, the actor, they're like, hey, whatever, they're not divas, not all of them. But sometimes the managers are insane. You're like, don't look at him. No eye contact. It's like, hey.
What convention are you talking about, Mitch?
I was just saying when you talked about Billy D.
Williams. No, Mitch, that's the opportunity to tell a commercial, dumbass. What kind are you talking about,
What's behind you, Mitch?
I don't know. The sign that fell down. Well, John.
Say it, though, for the audio.
Terrificon, Connecticut's Terrific Comic Con. If I could get the poster in here, it's so big it won't fit on this little screen, boy. So anyway,
what are the dates for Terrificon, Mitch?
That would be August 7th to the 9th, 2026, in the lovely town of Uncasville, Connecticut, aka the Mohegan Sun. Everybody who's somebody will be there, and you will too. Needless plug. Anyway, we do have Star Wars people this year. We have Star Wars animated people. We have D. Bradley Baker, who's the voice of every stormtrooper on all the animated Star Wars shows. He's the Bad Batch and Clone Wars, and he's Captain Rex and all that stuff. And then there's the guy who is Ezra Bridger. Is that his name from Rebels?
Yep.
The voice actor for that. He's there at the show. And then the bald, evil Sith Lord, Saj Ventress. She was Count Dooku's like apprentice or so. She's going to be there. Nika Futterman or something like that. And then there's lots of people. More stars than there are in the heavens. More stars than there are in a Star Wars Jump to Lightspeed. All at the Mohegan Sun this August 7th to the 9th. Back to you, Johnny.
Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate it. I agree with Rad Puppy. One of my absolute favorite Billy D. Williams movies was Sly Stallone, Nighthawks, early 80s.
Yeah.
That's a great cop
Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer's the bad guy.
Yeah, the bad guy. Yeah.
Mad Bomber.
Yes.
He was.
Terrorist. Yes.
And Lindsay Wagner's in that, I think.
I don't know who Tom Kane is, B thinks.
Tom Kane was the voice of Yoda on the Clone Wars cartoon and a lot of other cartoons. He just passed away at age 64 last week.
That's a shame. Wow.
Yeah. And if you ever go to Disney World or Disneyland, he's the voice on all the monorails, like stand clear of the doors.
Okay.
Welcome to Disney World. That's Tom Kane.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, poor guy. He had a bad stroke a couple years ago and he couldn't do any more voiceover work. And he had just come back like a month ago. He was at a convention and I said, "Oh, Tom Kane's back. Nice to see you." And then he died. I was like, "Oh,
that sucks." Yeah.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, that's a shame. That's a huge shame. Any other thoughts on a Mandalorian, or should we switch to the boys?
Well, here's one for you. When it was all over, I said, Ordway.
Sure. What's that?
If they don't make another one of these, and this is it, I'm all right with that. Not everything needs a sequel.
I completely agree.
Like, just do one.
But I'm okay with more if there's a good idea.
if there's a good idea, not because it made 300 million, quick,
Right.
make another one. It's like that's the Disney mentality, though. It's like,
I know.
That's why you have live actions of all the damn cartoons now, because it's
That's
like
why we're getting Toy Story 5.
no idea.
It's
Stanley
like, wait a
wants
minute,
to
I
know.
thought they went into the furnace. What the hell's going on? So I'm sorry. Back to the comments.
Toy Story.
No, they got out of that, Johnny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I couldn't remember number 4. I was like, wait, what happened in 4? So yes, actor James Franco will be a terrific. No, Franco.
What about Will Franco?
What about Bob Franco? No, what about our friend Franco? He will be at Terrificon this August 7th to the 9th.
He will. I didn't know this. ChemDog says I guess Tom Kane was also the voice of the professor who created the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
He's
Crazy.
on a lot of stuff, man. He was.
Cool. No, I'm looking forward to seeing several of my favorite voiceover actors at Terrificon. Among them, Rob Paulson and Maurice LaMarche.
That's right.
And,
will be there.
and one of my favorite guys from both live action and animation, the great Barry Gordon.
Yes, that's right. And speaking of Batman, though we weren't, Dietrich Bader, who was the voice of Batman on the great Batman, the Brave and the Bold cartoon series. And he was also in Napoleon Dynamite, the Drew Carey Show, Balls of Fury, Surf's Up.
He also played the voice of Ace the Bat Hound, along with playing Batman. He did both. Yeah, he did both. On Crypto, he was Ace.
Yeah,
and,
he's got a good voice.
San Diego one year, I was sitting with Franco at their table, and he came over, and it was great because Franco's like, "Hey, I made this thing, and you were in it." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." He was very sweet about it.
Barry Gordon was on Fish, the TV
yes, he
show.
was.
You mentioned that, yeah.
And Archie Bunker's place. He was.
I think he was the kid on Danny Thomas's show.
No,
he was a kid actor. No, he was on the Jack Benny show.
No, that was Harry Shearer. But he was a child actor, and he made a very important drama with Jason Robards called 1,000 Clowns, where he's Jason Robards' nephew, and Robards is a recovering alcoholic and wants to, adopt his nephew, and he's great in it. And in fact, when I first met him a couple of years ago at a Chicago convention, I'm like, "Hey man, way to go!" I'm like, "You went through the whole child star thing, and look at you." I'm like, "You're still acting, and you never had a scandal and everything." And he's like, "I had good parents." I'm like, "There you go." So I'm hoping to get him on Word Balloon before.
I will get you those information. So
that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
So
there's a lot of other people.
Any
Leah
other...
Thompson from Back to the Future will be at the show.
Who will?
Leah Thompson. Speaking of
of course.
Yeah. She was there. And of course, Howard the Duck fame. She was Beverly in that movie.
And her own sitcom in the 90s.
Caroline in the City. Yeah.
No, I'm a big fan. And she directed several new Trek episodes.
She did. Yeah, she's a director as well. Absolutely.
So, Leah Thompson.
Then we got Ron Perlman of Hellboy.
Oh, my God, Hellboy.
Yeah, Hellboy.
And the Beast.
And Star Trek.
Yes, Nemesis.
Well, yeah, Nemesis. He was one of the, what were they called? The
Remans.
Yeah.
Yeah, the opposite of, or the twin
Beauty and the Beast. He was on that show, and he was on.
Yes, sir.
Was he one of the? Yeah, he was one of the Alien movies. Alien 3, I think, or 4. 4. Yes.
Yeah, he was on 4.
Of Weaver. Yeah.
He had a really good show on Prime where he played a judge, and I can't remember the name of it. But yeah,
he's also in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I said that.
We said that. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
But there's a lot of people. Lots of people.
Wayno, speaking very quickly about Canada, if I may, before we get to the boys, I'm very excited. I heard word that finally the SCTV documentary will be coming out this year. And for years, people thought Martin Scorsese was making it. And apparently he shot a panel discussion they had at Aspen Comedy Festival. And that is incorporated in the documentary.
Okay.
But I heard this great comedy writer who used to write for SNL, SCTV, and was the showrunner for the live sketch Mad TV that Fox used to run and everything. He had amazing stories. But also, and again, I don't know how it's going to be up in Canada, but it's either the shows are either coming back to Prime or Netflix, one of the two. Mm-hmm. I've heard reports of both. And I didn't know if maybe in Canada it's going to be on Netflix and down here it's going to be on Prime or vice versa. I don't know.
It could be either. Yeah. Because it all went through the CBC.
Yes, sir. Did you see the Martin Short documentary on Netflix?
No.
Very good. Very, very good. Really. And I love, guys, many a Saturday night after SNL, our local station would run the half-hour original seasons of SCTV. And then it became an NBC show on Friday nights for 90 minutes. And then it went to Cinemax for its end. But, I mean, that's literally the genesis as far as, I would say, American awareness, if I may, of Candy and Catherine O'Hara and Martin Short and Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas and Andrea Martin. I mean, I think they are as important as SNL actors as far as like titans of sketch comedy. I'm a massive SCTV fan.
No, what Cinemax run? Because I watched them in syndication, then the NBC. I thought that was it. They were on Cinemax at one point.
Yeah, there was only 4 of them in the it was only one season, and and it did run on the CBC as well. Because I've seen both. They've since they were like 45 minutes long, and now they've chopped them up into like 20 half-hour segments again. But it was a season on Cinemax, and it was only Joe Flaherty, Martin Short, Andrea Martin, and Eugene Levy. That was it.
Oh, no Dave Thomas and nobody else?
Dave Thomas and John Candy did a couple like sketches within the season, but primarily it was them.
I never
see
saw
like
those.
the later years.
Yeah, where are those? Where can you watch
see them on YouTube?
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. And they're even marked as Cinemax and everything. They're not, I'll be honest, they're not as good as those, like when Moranis joined the show.
Yeah.
And that was the 3rd season. I mean, that's where Bob and Doug came from, the McKenzie brothers.
Yeah.
And then when Marty Short joined, and it was interesting because Moranis and Thomas left, or actually just Moranis left, Thomas stuck around, and all of a sudden we had Martin Short, and it's like, wow, who the hell's that guy? And Ed Grimley and everything great that Martin Short.
And then he took Ed Grimley to Saturday Night Live, which I always thought was odd. I was like, oh, I guess.
Well, that was one of his staples, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I think they're geniuses. They really are. Now, there are sketches that were a bit they would be considered insensitive today. Yellowface, blackface things. And I don't think they did anything like cruel in a cruel fashion, but things change. And I am very curious if those segments, if they come back to Prime or Netflix, will be excised and everything. I don't know.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. It was Dave Thomas would do this Asian guy. And it was,
Lin Yi Tang.
Lin Yi Tang. What are you talking about? It'd be like that. But hey, man.
And there was even one, I won't describe it, I'll tell you guys off the air, where it was a Japanese guy, Tim Ishimuro, and it was like a Tonight Show, and he was interviewing a kaiju, and it wasn't Godzilla, and he called him Grogan. Yeah, and it was John Candy's voice and everything.
Yeah.
What about radioactivity? Not a real problem for me, Tim.
He kept looking at him and goes, "Are you going to just kill me now? Are you going to squish me?" Goes,
yes, are you going to just crush me?
He kept doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, but SCTV didn't have the same edge as Kids in the Hall.
Well, I agree with that. Absolutely. No. But you got to walk before you run, Wayne. I mean, that's the thing. I really think, again, and I mean, I don't know. I think their television and film parodies are fantastic, and even the early stuff. And I got to Harold Ramis was on the first 2 seasons, Chicago's very own, and on our sports talk show, we would every now and then have entertainment guests. We had Frankie Avalon, and we had Harold Ramis the weekend that Analyze This came out because he had directed it, and I got to host the post shoot dinner with him. Because the host couldn't stay. He was flying out to Vegas. And he's like, hey, take over. And I'm like, Harold, you got to tell me everything about SCTV. And he goes, we had no budget. He goes, we would go to the dime store, like Woolworths, and get props there. And what were you going to say, Mitch?
No, I was going to say he was Mo Green. Remember when
Dialing for Dollars.
Dialing for Dollars. He would do the Mo Green stuff.
Yes.
No, and he'd sweat.
Oh, yeah. But if you had a rank, I've never watched Kids in the Hall. So between Saturday Night Live and SCTV, and maybe Matt, where does Kids in the Hall fall? Is it like number 3?
Well, I think it depends on your personal taste, but I would say, like Wayne said, I mean, the 90s were so much more edgier than the 80s, and I would put the Kids in the Hall and SCTV on the same plateau. Frankly,
I think you would put Kids in the Hall on the same plateau as the early years of SNL.
Oh, was it like
drop
that?
out real quick, guys. It was
I'm sorry. By all means, Scooty. If you can come
Looks
back,
like
great.
you're
If not,
busy.
good job.
Okay. Yep. Bye.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I'd say you would. Kids in the Hall would be on the same level as the early years of SNL. That
Okay.
it was something that was new.
Oh yeah.
They tackled topics like when Buck Henry was on, like you wouldn't
When was
see
Buck
stuff
Henry
like that
on
anymore.
SNL? Obviously with
I
Buck
mean,
Henry.
Buck
No,
Henry
yeah, on SNL, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
trying to say that the same type of thing that you would see
Oh,
with
yeah.
Kids in the Hall
Well,
in
Buddy.
the 90s that you saw in the 70s with
Yes.
SNL.
Yes, Scott Thompson's Buddy character was very funny, very out, and that was great. Yeah, I think I'm a big Kids in the Hall fan. When Dave Foley was at Terrific on a couple,
He
of
was,
years ago,
yeah,
which
very
was
nice guy.
amazing. I got to talk to him in the green room, and I'm just like, man, balls of steel. You guys are and even their revival show that was on Prime when they're all senior citizens now.
Yeah,
they are still fearless and still cutting edge.
That I watched because he was coming to the show, and my wife's like, "Well, who's this Dave Foley?" I go, "Well, he was the voice in The Bug's Life," and I go, "He's on some Kids in the Hall." So we go to watch it, the new version, and they're completely full frontal naked.
Yes,
like a bank robbery, and his junk's hanging out, and they start jumping up and down. And Sharon goes, "Who's coming to the show?" And I said, "The guy there with his wiener hanging out."
Exactly.
And she's like,
You didn't mention
He's
News
also,
Radio though.
yeah.
well, that's right. He was News Radio.
Yeah, that was huge. That was a
I
big
didn't
show.
I didn't watch those shows. I mean, I know Phil Hartman was on it, but I never watched any of that stuff. So,
Chemdog isn't Kids in the Hall also by Lorne Michaels?
Lorne Michaels.
There
Yeah.
was an association, but I think he kind of, in the same way that Scorsese will put his name on certain films, foreign films, to almost just attract attention. And I think he did help them graduate from the CBC to Comedy Central.
Yeah.
So there is an association.
It was his production company, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
Broadway
it was.
Video?
Yeah, Broadway Video. You're right.
Speaking of Martin Scorsese, he was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Well, his voice was. He was that cook that the guy was getting the info from.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
forearm-
Yeah, when I saw him in the credits, I'm like, where the hell was he?
No, he was the monkey thing.
Fair enough.
And to answer Stanley's question, it's because we have winter 11 months of the year, so we have to be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, well, also, and truly, Wayne knows how much I love him, but I would think, and forgive me as the ugly American saying this, but it is kind of a second class with the UK and America as far as the influences in Canada. Is that fair, Wayne, or is it not fair? And you can tell me to F off.
Wayne wouldn't do that.
Wayne's not talking.
No. I'm just trying. But what do you
I've
mean by
offended Wayne.
influences? Like
He's trying to. Are you
like
saying
we
you're
have
like,
our own identity. Like it's.
Oh no,
just,
I realize that.
Are you calling him a poor man's
But-
version of Monty Python?
No, in fact, forgive me real fast. There's a great, because I really want Wayne's answer, but there's a great scene in Kids in the Hall where Dave Foley is applying for a job, and Scott Thompson is the guy doing the interview, and he's like, "I'm from Canada," and Scott Thompson goes, "Canada," and he goes, "Yeah, it's like America without the gut," and it's like, yes, that is the best definition of Canada I've ever heard.
Well, no, Canadians are nicer.
Well, that's the point of that as well, but our just. Everything is to excess around here, and Canada's just a little more chill and like, yeah, all right, relax, and but please, Wayne, tell me how would you describe?
We're just as creative as the other these
Well,
other
of
two
course,
countries.
but no, I'm saying in relation to the British influence and the American influence, pop culture wise.
I think it's equal because you got to remember we were under the thumb of the Commonwealth for so long that. A lot of the British influence, we got it before you guys because it would come in here through our public systems and that. Like in Ontario was TVO. And so I say that we've been influenced by the two countries, but then we also created our own
of course,
identity with our own comedic aspects.
Sure.
Because again, there's a lot of Canadians that have made it big in comedy.
Of course, but the thing is, it felt like up until the time of SCTV that a lot of them would migrate down to America.
Oh, they migrate
Shatner's
down
a great
because
example of
that's
that.
where the money is.
Dan
That's the
Aykroyd.
difference. there's a difference between getting paid by the CBC and then getting paid by a real network.
Yes.
So
and same with movies. Same with movies
like,
as well.
Again, like there's a difference. Laura Vandervoort talks about Smallville, where when she got the part for Supergirl in Smallville, that because she was a Canadian actress, they paid her in Canadian dollars versus the American dollars.
No.
So, yes. So this is the respect. Again, if you're in the arts industry, you could stay up here like some have. You're gonna have you'll make a living, but if you really want to make a big living, you have to go down south.
Yeah.
That's just it. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
When I met Harold Ramis, we were talking about Dave Thomas, and he was on that Grace Under Fire Brett Butler show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I know that at the same time, Dave Thomas was making Canadian movies that were really funny. I've seen them. They're great. And I was saying to Harold, I'm like, God, it's such a shame that Dave was slumming on the Grace Under Fire show. And he goes, yeah, slumming. He bought a beautiful home in Malibu with that Grace Under Fire money. And I'm like, all right, never mind. You're right.
Yeah.
But here, and I've seen this movie. I want to know if you've seen it, Wayne and Mitch.
Yes.
The Kids in the Hall movie, Brain Candy.
Yes.
Oh, wait, there it is. Sorry, there it is.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's typical Kids in the Hall. It's just
it's crazy.
And they also had, before they did the was it Amazon or Netflix, whatever, they also had on the CBC sort of like a miniseries with Death. That was hilarious.
Oh, I never saw that.
Death was part of. Again, this is stuff that probably just aired in Canada. And it was cool seeing the kids at first. That was their first reunion after the show ended, was that they actually had like this TV miniseries with Death in it. It was just hilarious.
That's cool. I think I've talked to you about Ken Finkelman, who did The Newsroom and More Tears. And and also he directed Airplane 2 and that Judge Reinhold movie, Mitch, Head Office with Jane Seymour, and a lot of comedians are in it. It's this very funny, crazy movie about corporations from the mid 80s. Really, really great movie. Judge Reinhold is like the lead, but no, Ken Finkelman, I think, is one of the funniest men on the planet. So, I didn't mean to say, Wayne, that there is no Canadian culture. I'm well aware of that.
No. I think we've been influenced by everybody, and then we just sort of. It's like anything else. It's like America is the melting pot. We just put it all together, pop it in a blender, and then just incorporate some winter jokes. Because what was it? Gwen Gooley, when I saw her at C2E2, and I said, she asked me where I was from. I said, Ottawa, Ontario, like from Canada. And she says, well, the weather. I said, the weather's similar to what Chicago is. It's the two seasons, winter and construction. And she laughed at that. And she said, oh, do you mind if I use that? Go right ahead. So
no, that's
if
good.
She says anything about winter and construction, she got it from me.
From you.
Nice. A doll. Sarah is a very nice lady. Sarah Palmer, I want to say.
Sarah Palmer. Oh, I love her YouTube show.
Yeah, they're fun.
YouTube show.
No, she's great. She really is. I want to get Nostalgia Ferratu, Bill Leff, because Bill and I kind of and listen, Bill was a much bigger deal in Chicago radio, but we both in the 90s were on Chicago radio, and it was great because Sven Guli's producer asked us both, like, do you know Bill Leff? I'm like, I don't know him, but I'm certainly aware of him. And he goes, yeah, Bill said the same thing about you. I'm like, well, there you go. So we finally met when we did the panel and everything. I'm like, hey, long time, man. Good.
Really nice guy. When I went up, got the autograph, he said, I'm really sorry. Look, I got these nails and all that. It's really hard to sign. I said, don't worry, dude. It's all good, man.
He's a great guy. No, all three of them, the imp as well. No, they're fun. They're very cool. And, whenever Rich Coase decides to retire, Chicago Horror and really the MeTV will be in good hands with the three of them. And they get to do it once a month without Svengoolie. It's called House of Svengoolie. And they get to pick movies and stuff. They did Nightmare on Elm Street a couple months ago. So that was fun. But anyway, let's move on to The Boys.
Yes.
Because, man, I loved it. I some people did not like the fifth season. I thought it was terrific. I really loved Everywhere It Went, and I think it felt more and more like a comic book. The choices they made with Homelander and everything.
I watched it. I've not read the series. I have it digitally. I bought it through Amazon years ago. Always meant to read it, and I don't know. This season just And the ending was Like, I don't know. It's just underwhelming. I was underwhelmed by it, but I think my expectations were too high for it.
Well, I said that to Ordway. I said, did they run out of money? Because for something, usually you save your budget for the final episode. And it seemed like there wasn't a lot in the last episode, like special effects wise. There was not a lot of crowds. It seemed like very small for somebody who's about to declare himself God on international TV or whatever. You'd think there would be a bigger, like people would be in the streets of New York, like Times Square, New Year's Eve. There'd be people watching giant monitors to see what he's going to do or what to reveal. And it just seems so but it ended like I thought. And I guess it stuck the landing. I mean, the bad guy got punished and everybody's story got wrapped up. So, it was what it was. But
I replayed my Garth Ennis interviews about The Boys. And the last time I talked to him, I did say, would you ever go back to it? He said, no, the comic book, and not in a crappy way, but really was just like, no, he goes, if I were to go back to it, it would take away the integrity of the story. And I'm like, integrity is the key, Garth. And that's one of the reasons why I have so much respect for Garth Ennis, because that would be an easy cash grab.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it, and I really respect that about him. And Derek Robertson, I don't want him short shrifted as well as the co-creator of the series, but it was its own thing in, I think, the best ways. Garth always said that as well, not only directly, but even on the panel that we did with Joe Ryband at Terrificon. He basically said the same thing. And I could tell Eric Kripke and Seth Rogen really had respect for the source material. And man, hats off to Seth Rogen as a guy that has adapted now two really amazing series in Preacher and The Boys, and I think did an excellent job with both properties.
Yep.
And Invincible, I think he has a.
I think he's involved.
Is he involved in that? I didn't realize that.
Maybe.
Wow.
And he did the Turtles movie a couple years ago, the Teenage Turtles movie.
Okay, I can't. I'll admit I can't speak to that. I am not the turtle fan.
No, I'm not a turtle guy either. But I was surprised Seth, and it did really well because he.
Yeah, now that you say that.
Yeah, made the animation look like the actual source material, like the Eastman artwork. So yeah.
Rad Puppy says, I think the last season of The Boys was its weakest. I dig the end of the Homelander Butcher fight was similar to the comic. By the way, I know Mitch's favorite guy, Jensen Ackles, as Soldier Boy. He was one of the best things about season 5.
He was, and I'm looking forward to seeing the prequel. I saw the trailer where they go back to the 40s and they show you Soldier Boy's origin, like the anti-Captain America storyline, So Ackles, missed him. He was at Mother's Day. He was at the pizza restaurant with his wife and kids. So we missed him.
That's cool. Some Okie dude 9549 asks if Garth has said anything about The Boys and how it ended. I have not seen a comment from Garth. I hope to talk to him in the summer because he's got a new war comic, and as much as I love when Garth takes a piss at superheroes, I really love, and of course the Punisher series is amazing, but I really love his war stuff. I am always right there and happy to talk to him about a lot of that stuff.
You could talk to Derek Robertson, co-creator at Terrificon on August 7th to the 9th, because he'll be here.
Oh, that's great. I haven't seen him since the last time he was at Terrificon. So
Derek Robertson was never here. So that's
Rad Puppy, you're right. He did go back to The Boys with the Dear Becky series several years ago. He did. But I also felt that was a good coda to the series and basically told us even further if people are interested and the way they ended things at The Boys, Dear Becky still works as a coda to the TV series as well. I'll just say that.
I thought, honestly, going back to The Boys, the best ending for any character was the Deep. He was one of my favorite characters. I know he's a scumbag, but the thing of it is, his story, he was always so pathetic, and he was always trying to find himself, and he was just slimy. And then And then Homelander calls him out. He says, "The reason why I haven't killed you, Kevin, is because you were such a suck ass, and you're beneath. I just want you to finally get it in your core how pathetic you really are." And I was like, that is so cool. And then you knew that was coming because it kind of forecast, like, if you ever set foot in any water, a puddle, a drink of water, we're gonna get you.
Yeah.
And at the end, she drops him in the water, and the sharks come. And
What was it? It was like justice for and insert name, and everything was going around.
That was the name of the octopus that he had killed.
Yes, also the ex, the kind of Exxon Valdez.
Yeah.
That he was purposely responsible for.
Well, no, it
and
was
all
a
the fish
setup.
knew it.
No, film was not film noir, but noir. What was it? Black Noir.
Black Noir.
Yeah, he did it. He's the one that blew up the pipeline.
Yes,
and he made it. He framed the Deep. And all
that's
the
true. That's right.
Yeah, because the Deep said that there would be no environmental issues with it.
Right. But everyone's story, I guess it wrapped up well. Firecracker got shoved through the head.
Yeah.
Right there. And A-Train was like the guy who got, redemption at the end because he was sorry for all the things he had done and
tried to do good.
Tried to hero. Yeah. The kid was kind of like okay.
Oh, Ryan, his son.
Ryan, yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, the problem is with kid actors is they grow up fast. So it's like I rewatched the whole series leading up to it. And it's like, man, what was it, 8-9 years that show was on? And the kid went from being like a 9-year-old, 10-year-old kid to like a 20-year-old. And okay, whatever. It is what it is. But no, Soldier Boy was the strongest character I think they had on there. I like the priest. What was his name? The preacher guy? Oh,
yeah, I don't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
He was a fun character.
Yeah. And the vice president having the
Colby Minifee with the thing in her head.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was, and especially when they showed that tiny little face on the back of her bald head. That was like creepy.
No, funny, I mean, and I do know in the book it ended with Huey and Starlight are getting married, so that kind of stuck the landing. So
well, that's why Dear Becky is a great story to go to after watching season 5 because it even goes further into the future with Huey and Starlight and everything.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out.
It's cool. And it also kind of dovetails in the past because it's a letter that Butcher writes to his wife, who's named differently, obviously, on the TV show, but he wrote her a letter and everything. So, all right. Some other Okie says, I felt like they could have had Butcher go the way he did in the comics, but they flinched. I don't know. I kind of liked his fight with Huey at the end.
Yeah.
I really did. And I thought it was cool that Huey, the weakest guy, ends up being the strongest guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I was sad when the dog died, but that's just
me. Oh, I know.
I was like, come on, man.
Okay. The episode where they had the dog with Terror and the Homelander toy was the best, I thought, of the series.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, all those little vignettes in that episode were really good. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They were so inventive. And yes, they could have gone bigger at the end. I understand. But, I wasn't spending their budget, whatever. I was very satisfied. I really was.
Well, this week, Amazon's got the new Nick Cage Spider Noir. Speaking of noir, that's coming out.
This coming week, right?
Yeah, 27th.
Yeah. No, I mean, potentially, guys, I was thinking it's like, all right, to give us enough time to see everything. Yeah. We should definitely go back to a monthly schedule. Now, I want to let everybody know that's watching us live and for the recorded audience as well. I had a very busy April, or I should say May, part of April, where I got a temporary job at a broadcast company helping out a friend. And it was very intense. So I had to do a lot of pre-recorded stuff and certainly less live shows, but also just less shows in general for the month as far as new stuff. Totally making up for it this week. Tomorrow morning, I'll be talking live to Howard Chaykin. We'll have a nice little Memorial Day conversation. And then Tuesday, I'm talking to Jeremy Adams. Recording with Hillary Barta on Wednesday. And Chris Gage. Chris Gage is doing a new Marvel Civil War miniseries that kind of walks between the raindrops of Civil War and gives us more untold stories of the Civil War era in Marvel. And who do I have Thursday? Thursday, I've got my friend Richard Ashley Hamilton, who has a new YA comic book about Leonardo da Vinci called Leo da Vinci, and it's about his teenage years when he went to the big city to be mentored by bigger artists and stuff. But you kind of get in a YA sort of way a nice little thumbnail sketch of his inventions and his greatness, Da Vinci and stuff. So it's going to be a full week here at Word Balloon.
How was everything at WKRP, Johnny?
Oh, I'll talk to you guys off the air. That's all right. Nobody needs to suffer that. Like I said, I was happy to share the story about me and the kids and the overprotective lady. Don't take pictures of the children. I'm not taking pictures of the children. I'm sorry. I'm an old nerd that wants to take the picture of the movie poster. How about moving the kids out of the way so I can take my photo?
For Spider-Man Noir.
Yes, talk to me.
Are you going to watch it in color or black and white?
Oh, I'm watching black and white.
I'm watching black and white. But I don't like the fact I think they're dropping all the episodes at once. I kind of hate that. I like waiting.
Wow. I guess they don't have faith.
They're doing it because you don't want it. Everyone ruins everything. That's the problem. If you don't watch it right away, and it's like you're eating your food, you're eating your Thanksgiving dinner in 10 minutes because you want to go watch something, but you start losing the nuances of the show and the acting because you're trying to get to the end. And then when you get to the end, you go, oh, yeah, maybe I'll go back and rewatch. You never go back and rewatch it because now you're on to the next thing. But there's something about when they just dump all the shows like that.
Yeah, but Mitch, I'll tell you, there are certain streaming shows I have gone back and rewatched.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Daredevil, I literally came home from a concert and I was exhausted, but I had to watch the last episode and I just was like so tired. And then about a week later, I went back and watched. I go, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought. There's always something like a movie. I remember going to midnight shows, 11 o'clock shows after working all day. No matter how great that friggin' movie was, you always hated it because you wanted to go home and you kept looking at it like, when is this friggin' movie going to end? And it would just always leave that bad taste in your mouth. Like, slow down, enjoy it. It's 2 hours. Don't fast forward. Do it. Just watch it as it rolls out. But
I know Mitch watched this. John, did you watch the inaudible new Punisher?
Not
movie?
yet. Not yet. Is it not good?
Watch it with subtitles because
I did.
You have no idea what he is saying. I was talking to Mitch and I said, I thought I had a problem with my TV because I did not understand a single word that he was saying.
Okay.
I'm going, oh my God, my speakers finally blew.
I had it cranked so loud. My wife was upstairs. She goes, what is going on down there? I go, I can't hear. I'm literally 10 feet away from the screen. I could not understand what he was saying. I had to give up and put the freaking sound, the subtitles on. And then I sent Wayne an article 3 or 4 days later. They said Disney responds to bad audio in Punisher movie. They had to go back and remaster it or whatever because I don't know what the hell was going on. I go, how does this get out? How do professional people let something go out in this day and age, knowing it's that
bad?
It was that bad, man. They had to address.
No. Sometimes sometimes the dialogue would drop on something, but this is all the way through it.
Wow.
Where everyone else you can kind of understand, but him is
the captions. Well, I mean, again, you see, not Trek Watch above me. I had to put the captions on occasionally for Academy because Sam was difficult to understand a lot of times. And but I will do it. Also, to answer Samoki, who was asking about what Ennis's next war comic is. I forgive me, I don't remember, but if you listen to the latest Word Balloon audio that I put out, it's a repeat of our conversation from February where we did, and I just did this because it's Memorial Day weekend. So I'm like, the guy I've talked to most about war comics is Garth. So he did kind of tease, and he might have mentioned the title of what's coming out this summer. He also wrote a short story prose for an Ahoy collection of prose stories by comic writers, and his Out of the Blue Aftershock graphic novel. It's the same character from that, and it's a new story. So there's that. And also, by the way, if nobody's picked up his Battle anthology that he wrote a story in, but also curated as editor, that's a great return of Battle, one of the classic British comics of the 70s and 80s. and the new stuff is outstanding, just as good.
And speaking of Battle, if I'm not mistaken, no, that was Action, wrong series, but Rebellion publishers have now released the first 12 issues of the original Action. That was like, it was one of the few weekly strips that got banned in the UK. It had like Hookjaw the Shark. It is an amazing series. I picked it up when I saw it going, yes.
I have it as well. Yeah, it's excellent. It's excellent. I completely agree.
Did Garth write Ministry in Space, or was that Warren Ellis?
Warren Ellis did Ministry in Space with Chris Weston.
Yeah, I remember. I used to get that one.
It's good, though. It's a great story.
Yeah.
It's really good. You know, I mean, here, Rat Puppy says the Punisher special starts off slow but ends great. Has some amazing metal tunes in it as well. I'll use closed caption, as Kevin Dog suggests. And because I love Barenthal as the Punisher. Man, you know, on the show, we really didn't talk much about the passing of Jerry Conway.
Yeah.
But I republished all of my interviews with him over the years. And he loved Barenthal as the Punisher. He really did.
I'll tell you what, I'm shocked that he was only 19 years old when he wrote the night Gwen Stacy died. I'm like,
well, he broke in. He broke in when he was like 15 or 14.
Yeah, Ordway.
Like
I was talking to Ordway about it. He said, yeah, he was writing science fiction stuff when he was like 14. Yeah, like Shooter.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, God, 19. I was like tying my shoelaces. You know,
I'm hip. No,
he was amazing. Really nice when I met him in San Diego last year.
No, great he guy. Was a guest here.
Yeah,
he was
great. Yeah, I mean that last time he was at Terrificon too. No, great man. And I even ran into him a couple times at Pulp magazine shows.
Oh yeah,
because he was a huge Pulp Hero magazine collector. And he even told me in one of the interviews we did, he's like, I'm selling off my collection. My kids don't care about this stuff.
No.
You know? So, but yeah, he was the
I
best.
Hear that.
And yes, Chem Dog says all the TV writing he did, Law and Order, and Murder She Wrote, and Father Dowling Mysteries.
Oh yeah, Diagnosis Murder. Yeah, he was a staple on all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
And Fire and Ice, the cartoon.
Of course, the movie, Roy Thomas in him, the Frazetta movie.
Red Sonja, Conan the Destroyer.
But you know what's crazy? He was telling me that he would submit and pitch for Smallville and all those early 2000 attempts at superheroes. And they're like, Hollywood only knew him as a crime and a police procedural writer.
That's funny.
And it's like, no, we don't want your stuff. And he's like, but I do this. I've been doing science fiction and superheroes. That's what I broke in with. Nope. Oh, well.
Are you trying to say Hollywood is short-sighted, Johnny?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I didn't say that. You said
that. No, but he was a great guy, and it's too bad that he passed.
No, absolutely.
I thought for sure they would do a nice dedication at the opening of the Punisher because he had died the week before, and nowadays they could do stuff in a second. I thought,
maybe there wasn't time. I don't know.
Well, they didn't have the time to do the audio, Mitch. So,
that's true too. I mean, whatever.
With my ticket, I got 3 months free of Sirius XM.
Yeah,
and I'm going through it now and trying to find all the Marvel and DC audio dramatizations that they did. And I recorded Marvel's today, and I'll put it together. I'll probably listen to it as I'm flying to Connecticut in August. Why am I flying to Connecticut in August, Mitch?
I think you got a colonoscopy or something.
Yeah, that's right. Because they only do it while there.
That's right. No, Johnny, you'll be coming to the lovely Uncasville, Connecticut, the Burbank of the Northeast or whatever, because you'll be coming to Terrificon, Connecticut's Terrific Comic Con. 3 lovely days of Comic Con action where you'll see me run around and reenact the wrestling scenes from Mandalorian and Grogu as I take my shirt off and you and I roll around on the ground like a bunch of huts. So be there.
Literally. Yeah.
Bring the kids, grease them up. You think that Shannon Elizabeth's the only one that could do OnlyFans? What, you haven't seen Johnny?
How about that? Yeah, seriously. And also Trisha Helfer apparently OnlyFans.
And there's another one that's going to do it. Jamie Priestley.
That doesn't surprise me. And Trisha Helfer, frankly, shouldn't surprise us either, because they did a lot of nude pinup work before they broke through as actors. But
I gotta ask this though, because I was telling my wife.
I'm so glad you brought it. I'm serious. I'm so glad you brought it up because I wanted to talk about this.
Something got brought up with those people, but anyway.
Hey now.
listen, God bless her. She made like $1.2 million the first day. Shannon Elizabeth. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah.
She raises money to help animals, and she lives in South Africa and such. But what do you do after the first day? Because I mean, once you show everybody, no, seriously, once you show everybody the goods, and you make your money, what do you do for an encore? I mean, how much are we really going to get into this? I mean,
I will tell you.
I didn't watch it, and I'm not going to go spend my credit card because we don't need Captain Terrificon to get busted by his wife for going to OnlyFans to check out Shannon Elizabeth. But
no, I understand.
But
I'm waiting for you to. Johnny could do it.
Well, I can tell you honestly. I was curious, and Sarah J. Underwood, or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah, I've met her. She was,
and she's cosplayed as Power Girl and things, but she's a former Playmate. Yes. I've gone to her free section of OnlyFans where it's kind of teasing, almost like Maxim kind of level stuff, maybe a little more racier than that. But and I've never been interested in subscribing for the hardcore stuff. But yeah, man, no, I mean, it depends on what they want to do. And I think if they're fans and stuff, yeah, I'm sure. Or if it only does work for a month or two, hey, make your money and leave. I know of a woman, I'll again talk about it off the air. Hold on. That did it for a while, and then things dried up and she quit.
No, I was thinking that's it too. I think she's only doing it for a short time. I'm like, maybe. After you show everybody what you got, what else are you going to find? Why not?
That's all right.
Hey man, I'm not. Who am I to judge anybody?
Hey, I guys, as you know, I have Mr. Skin on a couple times a year, and even a journalist friend of mine, is like, "Yeah, you're walking the tightrope when you have Mr. Skin on." I'm like, I don't really think so. I go, first of all, I don't like how Victorian our Moors have gotten in the last 20 years, and I miss raunchy comedy, and I miss seeing an R-rated movie with a naked girl, but it's still got to be funny or whatever. And it kind of gets me angry that there is. And again, I respect actors' wishes not to do it. Of course not. But like all the crap Sydney Sweeney was getting last summer and everything, it's like, hey, leave the hot blonde alone. She's fine.
And you wonder why the ladies told you not to take pictures of her kids. For God's sakes.
Exactly. Well, you're right. I forgot. Chemdog says Denise Richards has been doing it for a while as well. And again, like he said, more power to him. Indeed. I agree. No, it's good. Great. And also, by the way, if you guys weren't watching on Euphoria this season, Sydney Sweeney's character is doing basically like an OnlyFans sort of thing. Yeah. It's pretty funny. So, no, I listen, not the brightest bulb in the box. No disrespect to Sydney Sweeney, but she would not be my lifeline on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But that said, I'm like, good for you, lady. You're taking advantage of your looks. You're exploiting in the most positive way.
As long as she has the control.
Yeah. Boom. As long as she doesn't think that tuna fish was chicken of the sea, like Jessica Simpson.
I remember that with her husband.
Jessica Simpson laughing all the way to the bank. She's like a billionaire.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what do we know? And Sydney Sweeney, I believe she's almost billionaire status too, because she has like a lingerie line and
everything,
probably makeup. She has everything.
Bath products, yes, everything. Crazy.
Yeah.
So hilarious. I'm so glad we talked about this. How about this? I was listening. I wanted confirmation of this, but some small town in California, there's a local mayor that has been revealed as a real Chinese agent for China and in American politics. And it was discovered that she is there. And apparently we've seen it in other smaller circumstances, but all the different agents that are like running around from China, just kind of soaking in the American culture, I guess, and like reporting back to the mainland. Pardon?
Like a spy?
Yeah. For real.
A couple years ago in New York City, they had like some type of Chinese mob thing running things within the city.
Sure.
And they were like, well, what the hell is this? They were like their own laws and shakedowns and
well, if you catch them, and I'm sure we likely have sleeper agents, or not sleeper agents, but I'm sure we do have agents in other countries as well. But it was just kind of, it's interesting, especially considering I just went to China and I talked to Xi Jinping, a big fan of Xi Jinping. Anyway, but mentioning spies, Wayno, I know, saw the Jack Ryan new movie. I haven't seen it yet. Mitch, did you see it? I haven't seen it yet.
We tried watching it twice, and my wife goes, "I can't get into this," so I never finished it. She turned it off twice.
I liked it. I thought it was a good little movie. It was it was what you would expect from a Jack Ryan movie. It's just political intrigue. He gets sucked in again. He's almost like Michael Corleone. They keep dragging me back in.
Yeah.
And it's and it set him up as a deputy director.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, spoiler. Spoiler.
Oh, spoiler.
I don't care.
If you haven't read the books, or if you haven't seen the previous movies, F you.
In the books, he becomes president. In some
I knew that. I'm aware of that. No, I love.
Anyways, I thought it was good. It was I don't know. It was. I think I liked it a lot better than the series because it was a short, concise story. I think the series there was a lot of fluff at times, and I think with a Jack Ryan is more like the movies where you just have to. It's a tell a shorter story, and it really comes across a lot better. Once you expand it, it sort of loses its punch. It's just like, oh, I could have trimmed 20 minutes out of here and there. Where this was nice, it's short, and it's concise. And I liked it. I thought it was good. And my other thing is Marvel made a big mistake casting Pedro Pascal as Reed. John K. I will not pronounce his last name. Krasinski. I thought after watching this was definitely Reed Richards. He could have been Reed Richards.
I agree. Oh, there's Herbie.
Like it's just, and I know that we saw him in Multiverse of Madness.
Yes.
But there is just something about him that gives you that Reed Richards confidence that I don't think that Pedro had.
I'm with you.
He played a different version of Reed.
Yeah.
So that's okay. He's part of the council of Reed.
Yeah, he wasn't horrible, but I think John was better.
No, but John, like it when we saw him in that, and especially when they grade his sides, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was
it's Reed. Got Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. That would have been a nice pairing because that's
funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. But also this Marvel's audio drama that I was listening to, Ethan Peck, our own Captain Pike, plays Reed Richards in that.
I did not know that.
I didn't know it either until they rattle off the cast. I'm like, hey, our buddy Ethan Peck.
How long ago was that? Maybe it was way before.
I want to say it was either during COVID or right after COVID, like 20 or 21. But I was looking for the Wolverine one because the great Ben Percy, one of my favorite people and writers, wrote the audio drama for that. And also like Vita Ayala, who I adore, and I haven't talked to them in forever, but they wrote a Jessica Jones audio drama that's out there.
I listened to one that I think Robert Patrick. It was a weird cast. Susan. It was Old Man Logan time period, and it had Susan Sarandon as the Black Widow. It had Stephen Lang. I think he was Wolverine, maybe, and then Robert Patrick, the T-1000 was Wolverine, and Stephen Lang was on it. And it was all these actors, but they were doing these. The guy from 30-something that got accused of sex stuff. He was Star-Lord. What's his name? The red-haired kid with the beard.
Oh yeah, Timothy
Busfield.
Busfield, that's right.
Busfield.
He played Old Man Quill.
He was Peter Quill. Yeah.
Okay, because I know there was an Old Man Quill series too. Yeah. And
I downloaded. I remember listening to them all. They were pretty good, but
interesting. And I know there's. Go ahead, Wayne.
It's called Marvel's Wastelanders Wolverine.
Yes. It's Robert Patrick, right?
Yeah, and it's a podcast episode. It was a podcast series. Yeah.
I think they were originally on Stitcher, but Stitcher doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And Sirius has. I think it also has the Wolverine one. I also know there's a Hawkeye. Assume it's
Stephen Lang was Hawkeye. It was Old Man Hawkeye, and it had what's her name? The girl, the one that was in the movie.
Haley Stanfield.
Yeah, but not her. But the character. What's the character's name?
Oh, X-23.
No.
For Hawkeye, it's
Kate Bishop.
Yeah,
Kate Bishop. Yes, it's all about Kate Bishop and Hawkeye and all that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Chemdog, I love. I'm a big fan of the Big Finish audios. Not only Doctor Who, but the other properties that they do audio dramas of. And Derek Jacobi was
Really?
the master, I guess, in the latest Big Finish audio. And I know he was on when Tennant was the Doctor. Before the master turns into, I want to say, John Sim, who I love, the original Life on Mars, one of my favorite actors. Jacobi, and he buried his personality, and he's this benign guy, and then all of a sudden he gets the memory of the master, and Derek. I mean, come on,
Claudius.
Yes.
Derek.
Yes.
I watched that. I didn't know that was him.
He's a genius. I mean, he's
was
part of
the
that Royal
master.
Shakespeare. He's part of that Royal Shakespeare, guys. And there's a great sitcom. I know it's on Tubi, or it was on Tubi, a British sitcom called Vicious, and it's him and Ian McKellen as an old gay couple, and it is silly and it's terrific. They are both so damn funny in that thing. And also, no, excuse me. He was on Frasier, and basically played. It was like a Star Trek riff where he was a robot on some old science fiction show, and Frasier tries to get him to do Shakespeare in Seattle, and he's terrible at Shakespeare and stuff. But he's very, very funny on that Frasier episode. He's great. I love Derek Jacobi. Massive fan. Please.
There was 5 Marvel Wastelander series. Star-Lord, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Wolverine, and Doom.
Oh, Doom.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And they all team up at the end for the Doom one because they go after.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's like that's like those Asylum anime shows of like 2000 or 2010 where it was X-Men, Blade, Iron Man, and Wolverine, and then they all got together, or they all would appear in each other's shows and stuff.
Oh, I didn't know how it ended.
Yeah, it was a Japanese anime.
Yeah,
they used
The
to show
style
them
was
on
very.
G4 used to show them. Remember G4?
Sure, of course I do.
They used to show all those.
Oh,
Japanese.
I know. I'm aware. Yeah. No, they were good. They were really good for what they were. Yeah. And also, DC has been doing audio dramas as well. And I know there's a Flash one and a Batman one in particular.
I just found out tonight that DC's going to do an animated Nightfall coming out this fall.
Yeah, Jeremy's writing it. Jeremy Adams is writing it.
Based on the Denny O'Neil book.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. The Bane story, or the Azrael story. Yeah, Nightfall.
Yeah, the Nightfall. Yeah.
Yep. No, I'm going to talk. Jared's coming on Tuesday night to talk about it right here on Word Balloon Live.
Did they say who's the voice of Batman yet?
I don't believe so. I don't know if they've announced the cast yet.
Because my boy Jensen
Ackles will be asking Jeremy.
Jensen Ackles was Batman in a couple of those things.
I'll reveal a thing that pisses me off. I don't know if Gary Murnau is still doing the PR for DC animation.
No, he's still there. I get this.
All right. Well, he's a guy that's never been cooperative with me.
Oh, I know.
And I'm not a fan.
He's a piece of work.
He is a piece of work.
He is. That's putting it nicely.
I'll say it. He sucks.
He sucks.
Yeah.
Well, you're not on the press list, so I'm not going to let you talk to these people. I'm like, I talk to them all the time. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. I'm like, rules are rules. I'm like, yeah, great.
Whatever.
Yeah, I have the audio CD for Batman: The Complete Nightfall Saga.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That was made for British. That was made for. I believe that was made for British radio
in the 90s. I think. Yeah.
Yes, it was. Oh yeah. They made one of Spider-Man, and they also did the Doomsday Superman story as well, and the
Kingdom
and the Reign of the Superman.
I just listened to Kingdom Come on Audible.com.
It's good. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. So
it's okay.
All right, we can wrap, boys. I think we did good. Anything else you wanted to talk about? I'm behind on For All Mankind. I will catch up, and I adore that show.
I'm bored with it. I love it. Just like this season, just sort of like, I love it. I got better things to watch.
I just got busy with that radio job.
Now, on Tubi, I've been binging a series that I've always wanted to watch, and I've only seen a couple of episodes when it originally ran, was Lex. Lex.
L-E-X-X. Oh, sure. I remember Lex. L-E-X-X. Yeah, it is. It is. Is it uncut on Tubi? Is it uncut?
Yes, it is uncut.
Okay, because Sci-Fi Channel ran it down here, and they edited the hell out of it because it was basically
no, this is not
kind of soft core almost.
Yeah, no, this is not edited.
Funny.
It was hilarious. Yeah, I'm on season 4 now, the last season. So they're in Canada. So it's just like you can tell the money ran out when you're starting to film. Yeah, when you're starting to film your locations in Canada.
A couple comments from the people. Chemdog said he loves the old Power Records of Marvel and DC. I agree.
Yes.
I'll go one step further. They also did Star Trek stuff, they got sound-alikes for Spock and Shatner, and Nimoy and Shatner. And they're obviously not them, but as a little kid, I thought it was really them because it's close enough.
Space 1999.
Yes,
if I remember correctly.
All the Planet of the Apes movies.
You can find there's a podcast out there called Power Records Podcast, and they put all of them on there. And I've even listened to the Kojak one because
I was going to mention that. Yes, I have too. And it's also those both the audio and somebody flipping through the pages of the comic. A lot of them are on YouTube as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And mentioning YouTube, I didn't know this, but I read an article today. Apparently, the Phantom 2040 animated series is on YouTube currently, all the episodes. And there's a new one in the works because everywhere else in the world, beyond North America, the Phantom still is a big deal.
Yeah, Australia.
And I love that. And our dear friend Alex Saviak has done many a Phantom comic book for the foreign press.
Funny you should mention that. I just watched a documentary on YouTube that I found just by accident the other day. It must have been for the Phantom movie back in '97, but it's got Lee Falk in it.
Yes.
And it's got some of the artists like Keith Williams, who was an inker. He's on it. And everyone's talking about, and Billy Zane comes on. And I can't think of the girl's name. She was at my show. She played
Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson's on.
She's Diane. Yeah.
It's a very cool Phantom documentary that's out there. And you know what else I discovered on the YouTubes is I was telling Ordway, you know the vigilante, the cowboy?
Of course.
DC?
Greg
That's
Saunders.
why I got this hat now.
Yep.
He's got his own serial, and Jerry didn't know he had a movie serial. And it's the traveling troubadour.
Yep.
And he's in Hollywood, and they're making movies. It's kind of like a meta thing. He's like a cowboy actor, but he's also a crime fighter.
Yep.
And so that's out there. There's the Blackhawks.
Yes.
I found that with
Kirk Allen.
That's
Superman is Blackhawk in that.
Yeah. I watched all of them. It's amazing to me how many of those serials there are. The best one though is the Captain Marvel one, dude.
Oh,
well, that's the greatest.
That.
When he's throwing guys off the tops of buildings and shit, he don't play.
Supposedly, Hugh Hefner used to show the Spy Smasher one.
Oh, that's a good one.
At the Playboy Mansion, and that was one of the inspirations for William Dozier to do the Batman TV show.
Oh, no kidding. Oh. Speaking of old shows, I'm actually doing a rewatch of all the Superman George Reeves shows. Don't ask me why, but suddenly I haven't watched them in 50 years, and I don't know.
Those black and white episodes I think are amazing with Phyllis Coates. I mean, I love Noelle Neal. Yeah. And really had a bad crush on her. But Phyllis Coates is great as Lois in that first season. Yeah. And I always say it's still a kid show, but it's less of a kid show.
It's like a radio show, actually, because the scripts sound like if you turn the sound down, you could picture these being on the CBS Mystery Theater because there's a lot of ghost story stuff, like the haunted lighthouse, and Jimmy and Clark go to some island and there's somebody screaming and some guy fakes his own death and stuff.
The first Kryptonite story is really good.
Yeah, that's in there.
And
Panic in the Sky was one of them where Superman knocks out
the meteor.
A meteor, but he gets the amnesia.
Yes.
And they're like, don't you know who you are? And it amazes me because he's in bed with no glasses, and not one of them picks up like, hey, he looks just like Superman. But then they get stupid. They get dumb. Once he goes to color, they're stupid.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It became more of a kid's show when it went to color. Yeah. But in that episode, he falls through his shower door and it's glass.
Yeah.
And Jack Larson as Jimmy Olsen, oh, Mr. Kent, don't get glass on your back. And I just like my buddy Chris Dillman and I would just say that to each other. Jeepers, Mr. Kent.
That Jimmy Olsen, man, he's I don't know what he actually does at the Planet, but I don't think he does much because he's an interesting character.
Oh no, dude. Are you
What is
kidding?
he, like,
That's why.
30? What is he,
That's
about 30 years
why.
old?
Yeah, I don't care. That's why we got a Jimmy Olsen comic. Was the popularity of Jack Larson on
Are
the
you
TV show?
serious?
I'm dead serious.
Because I'm watching this going, do people like this guy?
Oh, he's
Because I'm just
hilarious.
going, he is hilarious. He's like a Jerry Lewis, honestly. He's like, that reminds me of like.
I don't think he's as overt as Jerry Lewis, but
No, but I think they were going for that. Like
well,
that
kind of wacky. Sure, wacky teen. Cheap as the Kent.
And then I didn't realize, we know George Reeves kills himself, but the thing of it is John Hamilton, who played Perry White, died after that last season, and they were recasting him. They got the Perry White from the serial to play him, and then they couldn't do anything because Reeves killed
George.
himself.
Well,
Yeah.
Marty Pasco the great late Marty Pasco told me they wanted to make a Jimmy Olsen series, and they were going to use existing footage of George Reeves, so Superman would still be in it. And Jack Larson is like, that's the most ghoulish thing I ever heard. Absolutely not. And Larson, like in Adam West and others, that really screwed him as far as acting for years.
Oh, yeah. That was it.
But he would, like a lot of actors, he went to Broadway and also was actually a very good writer and wrote several plays and librettos for operas and musicals. I mean, he was there's a great interview with him from the early 80s on David Letterman. And it's really great. And that great episode of Lois and Clark where they age Jimmy and Jack Larson gets to play Jimmy Olsen again because he's an old man.
Oh, I didn't know
and
that.
of course, Superman returns when he's the bartender.
That he's Bibbo, and that's how Ordway got a check because they call him Bib for one thing, and that's all it takes to get money from the man. But yeah,
no, I'm a big fan.
Noelle Neal was the woman, that old heiress in the beginning of that movie.
Yeah, Lex Luthor's lover.
Yeah, gave all their fortune to Lex Luthor.
That's right. That's right. No, there's elements to Superman Returns that works. There's also a lot that doesn't work, and it's kind of
no. I mean, honestly, I liked it better than Man of Steel. I hate that movie. I don't like that movie.
No, I hear you.
Cavill. No,
I think they're evenly like good things in both movies because I really liked him wandering the earth, and I loved when he was like in Alaska or whatever, and the guys were hassling him, and then they go out to get to their truck, and the truck's in the tunnel.
Yeah, I told you my kid leans over. What year was that? 2009, maybe.
No, it was later than that, like 2010
was it
or 12.
It had to be somewhat older because my son Owen's the youngest, and he looks over when Superman gets mad when the guy throws the beer at him, and then Superman takes the guy's truck, is like an oil truck or something, and puts it on top of a telephone pole to get back at him.
Yes.
And my son Owen leans over in the middle of the movie. I think he's like 11. He goes, "Geez, Superman's a dick," and I go, "Yeah, it kind of is," because he said he just ruined that guy's livelihood. I go, "Jesus, you really?"
Yeah, but the guy was being a jerk to him. I don't blame him.
But that's no reason to destroy his
I think the guy
left
deserved
him,
it.
and
I'll
everything
disagree.
went downhill after that.
And I also thought the oil rig scenes were really cool as well in Man of Steel.
Oh no, when he say there, I'll give you that. There are parts of it, but it always comes down to the end,
of course,
where he kills them. And I'm sorry, that's not the way to do it. And Ordway goes, "Well, what else was he supposed to do?" And again, my son Owen goes, "Well, couldn't he just take him and fly up into space with them?" And I go, "Yeah." Or he said, "Couldn't he just take his hand and cover his eyes or something?" I said, "Yeah, he could have done any of that."
Well, we need to put Jerry and Mark Waid in a room and go, okay, go at it, because Mark was equally angry.
Oh God, I hated that movie because Superman. That's why I like the George Reeves stuff. Call me old fashioned, because I'll tell you what, when he gives speeches on that show, that George Reeves, I mean, I don't know how good an actor he was otherwise, but he is so good when he has to do, like, they're doing a telethon to raise money for kids or something, and like, special guest Superman's here to tell you, "Hello, everybody, Superman here." Now, we all can't just get a break like everybody. There's lots of kids out there who don't get a break, and only you could donate. I mean, I'm sitting there going, Jesus, where do I call to give money? It's not even real, but he is so sincere.
Yeah, he's a father figure.
Superman, as a father, like, yeah, it's like the good old days. Before politics, before religions, before people gave a crap about every little thing and complained, it was decency and wholesome, and this is right and that is wrong. And George Reeves was like the perfect Superman. He might not have been, steroided out, but geez Louise, man, you just respected the guy. He came in a room and you're like, yeah, whatever you want, Superman, we'll do it for you.
Well, you know who produced that show, don't you?
No.
DC. Well, National Comics actually made that show.
Oh, is that Whitney Ellsworth?
I was going to say Whitney Ellsworth went from being the main Superman editor to being the supervisor on the show.
I see Mort Weisinger's name on it. It says
Yes.
story supervisor.
And unlike modern TV, every episode ends with Superman appears every month in the pages of Action and Superman comics.
Yeah.
And it's like, gee, what a great idea. How come you don't do that these days, dumbasses?
You know what's so funny? I got to find out more about this Whitney Ellsworth because those are two of the main streets in New Haven. And I always thought that was odd. Like, does this
maybe it is the pseudonym? I don't know.
I was like, is that no, seriously? Because I went to school
Maybe.
on Ellsworth Avenue and it intersects Whitney. And when I would see Whitney Ellsworth, I'm like, those are the names of our streets here in town. So it's just like, I don't know.
Chemdog says that Inspector Henderson from the TV show.
Yes,
in an
he was
episode of The Flash.
He would be the blind newspaper salesman on the Flash. So he was on there. He's good too. I love how the Daily Planet. You never see anybody else in the Daily Planet. You never see a copy boy. You never see anybody else. It's just Lois, Jimmy, and Clark, and Mr. and Perry. Nobody else works there. There's no presses or whatever. And the office is just one typewriter and one desk, and that's it. There's nothing.
But
else.
also, I just like that. I mean, they make Clark a little more timid than Superman, but also, and mentioning Inspector Henderson, you'd have those great scenes of, look, Kent, I can't tell you everything. Don't give me that, Bill. And he'd get in the inspector's face and be like, Bill, you're holding back. All right, Kent, here's the real story.
Clark's a badass in those shows.
Yeah. And also, I mean, that's the thing. They always save Superman for like Act 3. And and that's what I told Loeb. And I'm like, I don't like Milksop Kent. I like Clark Kent, investigative journalist.
Yeah.
That was basically a detective as reporter,
Yeah, no, he kicks ass a couple times. And when he gets mad, you got to be scared because, like, Clark Kent's mad. You're in trouble now, man.
Chemdog says occasionally you'd see a secretary in some episodes.
Maybe,
but still.
For me, the problem with the Man of Steel was they didn't understand who Superman was.
No.
Right.
They were writing a Batman movie. It was a Batman movie.
Yes, it was a Batman.
If you honestly want to get through it, that was Batman.
That's Zack Snyder, buddy. Zack Snyder's never seen a sunrise or a happy moment in any movie.
It's in the guy's damn name, Superman. He's the best of us. He's everything you want to strive for. He's the perfect person. The perfect person doesn't resort to twisting someone's freaking neck when they can't figure out how to solve the problem.
The scene I always pointed at. I'm sorry, Mitch. The scene I always pointed out.
Well, when he throws the missile down at the end.
No. When he finds out about his background in Krypton, and he goes back to Diane Lane, Martha, and he's like, "Mom, I can't believe it. I know where I come from. I know who I am." And she's like, "That's wonderful, Clark." And she starts crying. I'm like, my God, you can't give the kid one good moment, one happy moment.
It gets worse than that. When the school bus scene. What the hell was that? Maybe you shouldn't have saved all that.
Yeah, that's I love Kevin Costner, but that's no Jonathan Kent.
No, Kent, go after yourself.
Yeah. I know.
Don't save me.
I can move so fast. I can see the Flash run in slow motion.
Yes,
and I can't zoom out and grab my own dad and dog from a tornado.
If Scoot were here, as soon as we'd be talking about Man of Steel, that is Scoot's classic move. Is no, don't.
I don't care. Justify why. Ord was like, well, because
I understand the logic behind it.
I understand that we want to make a gritty Superman. You don't, like Wayne said,
he's not Peter Parker. He's not Peter Parker.
No,
I mean, it is sad, and again, it depends on who wrote him, because John Byrne kept Jonathan and Martha around.
Yeah, brought them back. They were dead by then, I think, maybe.
Well, and I don't remember who it was in the Bronze Age, but there was a story arc where suddenly Jonathan was alive again, and he was like 90 years old.
Yeah,
and these aliens, like classic Bronze Age logic, that these aliens promised Jonathan Kent, like, grant him one wish. And it's like, oh, we know you're going to die young and you won't be able to see your son as an adult. And he said, oh, if I could see that, then I can die happy. And they're like, all right, we're going to grant you that. So it was like, Morgan Edge, Daily Planet, Steve Lombard era of Superman. But Jonathan was around in this story. And it was great because, kind of like Pete Ross, he'd like create a diversion so Clark could get away.
Well, no, I thought the other scene we we're going to talk about. So the army's tailing Superman or whatever at the very end, and he throws a what do you call it,
like a
drone
satellite
or a
dish?
missile or something right in the middle of the street, and then the general gets there and goes, "Are you effing stupid?" I'm like, again, why? Oh, General, don't follow me. Hey, Superman, you just ruined like a couple $1 million satellite thing. Why? Oh, I'm from Iowa. Well, they must be stupid in Iowa, wherever the hell you're from, or Kansas. I'm sorry, Kansas. And I'm like, you just ruined that thing. Whose side are you working on, buddy? You know? I don't know.
Well, all right, and I disagree with Rad Puppy. He says Cavill really wasn't Superman until the end of the Justice League. Wasted potential. I agree with wasted potential.
Oh, we can go on about that movie too. I mean,
Yeah.
the Zack Snyder version. I've watched them both, and there's a lot of cool elements in the Zack Snyder Justice League, the dark side, and the scene all of Apocalypse. I like that. That was good and good, but no.
Guys, I hadn't really seen the newest Supergirl trailer until today.
Oh, I did, yeah.
I think it's great. And all these jerks that are like, oh, Millie Alcock, she's not cute or what? And it's like,
oh, for
you guys are
God's sakes.
idiots.
Like, these guys got a chance with her. What are you worried about? I mean, let's get real.
I think she's an adorable kid.
Let Uncle Mitchie talk to you in that George Reeves voice. Okay. Don't stop putting other people down because of the looks. Because have you looked in the mirror lately too, son? You're no Raven Beauty. No one's breaking hearts looking at your ugly mug. Supergirl's fine the way she is. And if you don't like that, you could stay home and look at your Playboy magazines from 1972 if the pages aren't stuck together enough. That's fun from
maybe look at Jimmy Connor's ex-wife, or I don't know if they're still married or not, who was a playmate.
Jimmy Connors.
Yeah, Jimmy Connors married a centerfold from the 70s.
So did Mark Hamill.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Mary Lou, I believe she was
and I know Dick Martin from Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
Maybe they thought it was a catalog. Maybe they thought it was a Sears catalog and they were ordering from it. I don't know.
Nice.
Wasn't Giselle? Wasn't she a model, a nude model?
Giselle Bundchen or whatever, the German lady,
the one that was married to Brady. Wasn't she like?
Yeah, that's Giselle Bundchen or whatever her name is. Yeah.
Maybe thought he was like, oh, okay, whatever. Look at that guy. How'd that work?
Warren Drummond, how are you, man? Never listen to fanboys when talking about women's looks. Indeed.
Yeah, never listen to fanboy when they talk about women because they have no experience with any of them. Okay, there you go. From a man who's got 2 kids and been married 34 years. Suck it, bitches. Okay, I'm sick of you. I really am. I can't stand it. And I know you thrive on hate. That's how you get your 20 billion views, and that's how you monetize your little effing YouTube shows and stuff because you just breathe this constant hate. Well, your constant hate has infected the world, and if you go outside now and see the nonsense that we have to put up with everywhere you go, whether it's in the government level, I'm not going to go there, or everybody thinks it's free reign to talk rude to people, to say the nastiest things to people. There's no more respect for anybody because it's okay to be a jackass now. Well, it's not. It never was. Okay. So put that shit back in your mouth and keep it to yourself. As your mom would say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I shouldn't have to teach people that are quote unquote adults this because they should know better, and they act like a bunch of swinging dick jackasses out there on the internet. You've ruined everything. The internet is the biggest cesspool ever created. They should get rid of it tomorrow because you don't need it. The only way you should be able to use the internet is if you were at the library and you had to type in something like who played Citizen Kane's dog. That's it. Use it as a resource. You don't need to download your goddamn porn.
You do need to listen to Word Balloon. I'm going to stop you there, Mitchell. Respectfully,
you should listen to the Word Balloon and watch that. Other than that,
and listen to the Awesome Cosmic Podcast as well.
That's right. You listen to me and Jimmy talk about pizza.
Stop sewing Canadian flags on everything that you have when you travel. You're giving us a bad name.
And stop picking on our friends in the Great White North. We've been buddies with those sons of bitches up there forever.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. That's enough. All right. I let you do your commentary. That's all right. You've got your own platform. God bless you. But
I get a little nuts.
I know it's all right. No.
I saw Supergirl today, and I said to my wife, "Oh, look, Supergirl's coming out." And I have already heard from people like, "I'm not going to go see that." Then don't go see it. Keep it to yourself. I know Tom King. He's a great guy. He wrote a great story. I can't wait to see it come to life on the big screen. Agreed. I'll be there the day it opens with my ticket. If you don't want to do it, stay home.
It's like what I said earlier, where they were going on about Sigourney Weaver being a
76-year-old
person in an X-Wing. Who cares?
Bro, Aliens, Ghostbusters, Avatar. She's in so many movies, franchises. I was like, cool. She's in the Star Wars world now. I got no problem with her.
No.
Who cares?
All right.
Harrison Ford's 83.
All right. All right. Wrapping up. We're done. No, we did good.
I gotta go get those Duke boys. Come on, hurry!
We're stating the obvious, boys. That's the only reason why I'm stopping the conversation about it. But no, I agree with everything you guys said.
Oh Lord!
All right, thank you. We liked Mandalorian Grogu. We recommend you see it. We like the boys for the most part. We recommend you see it. We're looking forward to Spider-Man Noir. When we convene, we'll talk Spider-Man Noir. We'll see what movies we've seen. It might be a couple of weeks because I want to give everybody a chance to see everything.
Yeah, I'll be seeing Masters of the Universe.
And of course, Masters of the Universe. No, definitely.
See,
so
I was a
thank
big
you,
fan
Rat
of the
Puppy.
original.
Rat Puppy says, great to see you guys back. Thank you very much. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching and listening. Tomorrow morning, before your barbecue, Howard Chaykin and I will be talking at noon Eastern time, 11 my time, and 9 a.m. Howard's time. So join us for that. And it's going to be a great week on Word Balloon, both live and recorded. I hope you'll join us. Until then, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.